What's up, guys? This is my Mind of the Working. I don't think I'm that loud. Whoop, whoop. There we go. Perfect. So this is my Mind in the Working you're listening to because it's 11 a.m. So today my guest is not going to be with me. However, she is technically with me because she's on the phone. Sarah, you can talk now.
Hi, Hiba.
There we go. Yay. Yay. Oh, hello, Sarah. From like 5 minutes away. You're at home probably studying, right?
Yes, I am at home. I'm literally on my laptop. So.
Perfect. Honestly, I'm glad that you're here. Technically not really, but you're here.
Yeah.
So I did text you last minute at like 12 a.m. yesterday to tell you to come on because I couldn't think of anything. And also, it's sad to say that this is my last show of the semester, and I won't be coming on until next semester. So I'm not going to do it during winter break.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case. I feel like it's good to do it during the school year, not outside of it, because technically some of my friends are still in school during winter break, so I'm like, there's no point in doing it if I'm not going to get guests. So, we're here. Hi.
Hello.
So, of course, before we start any show, I always look at Twitter and see what's trending and just talk about it for a couple minutes. Of course, it's not a surprise to me. The first thing that's trending is Black Widow's trailer.
Yo, I'm so excited for that movie.
I'll be honest, I did say I watched the trailer, but I watched it muted, and I only watched half of it because I was about to go to class.
God.
So I couldn't watch it. I need to watch it. And all I know is that Hopper was also trending by the time I saw it earlier. And Hopper is the character that I think, oh my God, Harbor, I know his last name is Harbor.
I'm not sure about names yet.
Yeah, the actor's name is something Harbor. What's it called? It starts with the D or something. He's in there, and he's also in Stranger Things, and I was so happy because everyone who knows him from Stranger Things are like, oh my God, it's Hopper, and his name is Hopper in Stranger Things. So like seeing him in Marvel is like a little weird. So we're like, oh look, it's Hopper. Hopper's alive. Spoiler.
It's very different than what he usually does.
Yes.
So it's going to be interesting.
I agree, and I'm so excited.
I'm so excited for Black Widow because she's one of my favorite Avengers, and she deserves this. She has always deserved this. So
I
I'm
agree.
So thrilled.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay.
It's going to be fantastic.
And the next thing I saw is scientists actually discovered an 18,000-year-old prehistoric puppy.
Oh my gosh. What?
Number one, I didn't know, like, hearing 18,000 years is a lot. Like,
Damn.
we're still in 2,000 years, so like, ooh. So, and people aren't sure if it's a wolf or a dog, and looking at pictures, literally the teeth is horrifying. It's like a yellow tinted teeth and looks like vampires. It's like crazy. And also, we have McDonald's is putting its name in the fried chicken sandwich wars. Oh God, fried chicken sandwich.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, McDonald's. Wow. Okay. I mean, okay. Have you ever tried the Popeye sandwich or not yet? The Popeye chicken fried?
Not. No, I have not.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It sounds fishy. Because why, of all, like, it's so weird to me. How did it trend? That's all I'm wondering.
I don't know.
I don't know how that happened. Like, it's just a fried chicken. Like, even people eat it. They're like, it's really not that big of a deal. I'm like, then why is it trending? It's so weird. Well, McDonald's, good luck with that because I don't think you're going to compete to Popeyes because of the trend. So, the last thing... Oh, actually, not the last thing. So, the next thing I saw is Greta Thunberg actually arrived to Lisbon after 3 weeks of crossing the Atlantic Ocean. Because you know how she's saving, like, the environment? Yeah. So, like, she wants to take it the safer way, which is the boat. And so she arrived after 3 weeks, and there was like over 100 people waiting for her to arrive. So it was like, oh my God, it's pretty sick. And I could see like pictures of her whole family on the boat.
That's fantastic.
Oh my God,
for her.
Love that. And the last thing I see is Ryan Reynolds jokes about being EXO's newest member. And EXO is a Korean group, I'm assuming, like Korean music group. And I think the picture I'm seeing, I think he photoshopped his hair to look like it's purple and like, look like more Korean styled. So he's like, yeah, I'm the next member. And honestly, I stan. I love Ryan Reynolds' tweets so much. He's such a jokester. It's crazy. Oh my God, I love that. Okay, well, these are the things that were trending on Twitter. So, the topic I was going to talk about today, actually, believe it or not, a little fact. So, I had a show way back where I first introduced my club members from one of the clubs I'm in, the Cap G Club, And they joined in, and actually, little fact, that day, me and Sarah were supposed to do a show, but they came unexpectedly, and we ended up making a game show kind of thing. So, Sarah, we were going to talk about technology and the use of technology, right?
Yeah.
And there's actually something really interesting because I'm going to scroll up if I can be able to find it because it was a while ago. I did put a poll up saying something around the lines of like, do you think technology... Oh, there it is. Do you think technology hurts or helps human development? Now, I put that on Instagram, and weird enough, I expected people to be like, yeah, it hurts. Like, it's killing... Like, everyone's brain cells are just disappearing.
Well, it depends on what you're talking about because technology is such a wide
range. Yeah, like you don't know what you're talking about. Social media or like...
Yeah.
I'm talking about like, for example, like say if you were to give your child puzzles, would you give it on an iPad or an actual puzzle? That kind of thing. So like doing everyday activities on a phone or iPad
so
instead
you're
of...
talking about like devices that we have commonly, like laptops.
Like letting kids, exposing kids to those like early age.
Technology can be like things that are actually like people are using in like industries and stuff that are like actually helping. So technology as a whole, I think is helping. But like if you're talking about like laptops and computer, like just like mobile devices and stuff, that's a different story. So if you're specifying that.
And the reason I'm mentioning it's a little like surprising to me is because about now 86% of the votes said it helps and 14% said it hurts. And to make it in actual numbers, that's 24 people voted for helps and 4 people voted for hurts.
Oh my god.
And I was aiming so much more on hurts, and the fact that you voted for helps makes you said helps.
Okay.
So I'm a little curious on why. So like it's like a good thing that you did like something opposite, so we can have different opinions, and maybe I might agree with you, maybe you might disagree. I don't know.
I think it really all depends. That's why this is such a hard conversation, and this is why it's such a controversial thing to talk about because it totally depends. Like you can't say a phone. You know, like if you have a phone, like you give a kid a phone, like it helps in certain ways, but it also is detrimental in certain ways. So it totally depends on what you want to do.
And I've really decided to become like against the use of technology at a young age, especially from 2 reasons. Number one, because I'm an education major, we've come to realization that like usage of iPads as a learning tool, especially for middle schoolers, the worst idea ever. Worst idea ever. And also,
I'm curious, like because you're an education, so like why do you think that as an education major?
Because of course, when even like middle school is like a pretty old age, like they're still trying to develop in some certain aspects. So like, the idea that like you're kind of canceling out that development, and also I feel like if they're doing it to middle schoolers, they're gonna move on to elementary schoolers and use iPads. That's not a good idea, especially when they're trying to develop like motor skills or like kind of that kind of thing.
True.
So like. You really need like to let them do as much hands-on activities as possible. And so like for example, like I don't know, it's my opinion because like when I was in middle school or high school or elementary, I liked playing games and like doing hands-on coloring, like that kind of thing. Instead of like, okay, those coloring apps on iPad, like they're not that like it's not the full experience of coloring. Like when you click on the place that you want to color, it just automatically colors it. It's like that's not how it works. So like I think just gripping of the pencil or a crayon, that kind of thing, like that, those hand like skills, like they need to. If they don't keep using an iPad and stuff like that, like that's not gonna help anything. And even teachers, I've talked to teachers in middle school, and they're like, I hate the iPad. They hate it like a lot because it like they get distracted.
I can't think of schools that I know that give kids iPads. Like, I know it happens right now. Like, for elementary schools, I don't know. It's crazy. Like, I'm thinking about, like, my experience in middle school. So, like, elementary school, I had very little technological experience. Like, I barely was given a laptop. I think, like, a little bit, like maybe, like, once a week we would be given a laptop and taught how to type on it or something.
Yeah, that's helpful. That is helpful. I'll agree. The only thing that's helpful is typing. That one I agree with.
I like for us, same thing in middle school. We were not. When I was in middle school, that sounds so long ago. Like
I know.
I feel old.
Oh my god.
When I was in middle school, I was like the last grade that wasn't given a laptop. So like basically, my grade was not given a laptop to have, and then the grade after me was given. They were given laptops. So like 7th graders. Like when I was in 8th grade, the 7th graders and the 6th graders had laptops, but we 8th graders didn't. It was really
Eighth graders didn't?
Like, we didn't because we were given laptops when we entered high school. It was weird because it was like they started the program where they would like assign a kid a laptop and they would have it for the whole year, but they did it after my grade, like I guess. So we didn't get them until high school because they didn't want to give it to us in middle school and then like give us a new one. So they gave us like a brand new one in high school. It was like totally new and updated compared to everyone else. Mm-hmm. It was really weird. But yeah, so basically, like, when I was in middle school, like, we would just have, like, you know, when they bring, like, the laptop cart in and they would be like, okay, everybody take a laptop. And, like, it would just be, like, a big cart of, like, maps. And we would just...
That's what we had in middle school, yeah.
We did that in the elementary school a little bit, but mostly in middle school. Mm-hmm. Or, like, if someone wanted to use a computer, they would go somewhere. And I think that was beneficial because we used to, like, you know, learn how to use Word. We were taught, like, a little bit of Excel, PowerPoint. Like, that's how we did those. Those things, I think, are helpful because those are, like, real-world applications that you need for whatever you're doing.
But I feel...
So, in that sense, it was beneficial.
I don't know, like, when it comes to, like, the age group, I would say elementary, it has to be, like, you have to practice, like, writing, for example. Like, writing is so helpful. And, like, especially in middle school, like, in middle school, they have to always type everything. Like, you know, like, one time when I went to observe at a ESL class that I used to be in middle school, like, now, back then, like, we used to write. So, okay, just a little context. When we, in ESL class, we used to learn vocab. And how we learned the vocab is that she gives us a table. Usually, back then, it was a paper, like, table. So, like, we print it on paper. And we have to write down what we think the definition is and what the actual definition is. But now, they have the iPad. They have to type it. So, it's like, I don't know, for me, like, you have to practice writing because, of course, when you go to college, I know that's, like, really far ahead. You have to learn to write as fast as you can on, like, those situations. So, like, writing is so much more beneficial, I feel like, than, like, typing. I would say there has to be a separate class for that. But when it comes to, like, English class specifically, you have to learn how to, like, continue practicing your handwriting, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, and I remember, like, elementary school, we were, like, we had to have a notebook. We, like, wrote all our stories. And then what we would do is, like, let's say we had an essay to do in, like, 4th grade or something. Mm-hmm. We would write it out entirely, and then, like, the teacher would check it, make sure it's good, you know, read it and everything, and then you would be, like, allowed to take a laptop and type it out.
Okay, that makes sense. Like, you're doing a little bit of both. That makes sense.
You had to write it first. That was, like, how we did brainstorming. That was how we did everything. I mean, math. Like, how do people do math on computers nowadays?
No, that's horrible. No, you can't do it on a computer.
That's entirely a notebook thing. Like, I don't know. It's insane.
I don't know. That's why I would say, like, developmental-wise, maybe middle school is a good transition from writing in hand to the to the computer. But elementary, absolutely deny it. Like, no typing. Like, that's, I feel like even PowerPoint stuff, that's all should be middle school. Like, that's when you can actually use it.
I mean, if you think about it, though, like, in 5th grade and 4th grade, I think they could be introduced to, like, PowerPoint.
Yeah, maybe that age group, but, like, not 1st or 3rd or,
No, definitely
not.
No. I don't think those kids need to learn how to interact with people. Like, they need social skills at that age.
Especially,
that's, like, when you learn your social skills is
that's actually, like, one bad thing about technology is that it prevents you from expanding your social skills. Like, absolutely.
Exactly. I mean, especially at a young age, I think. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, I mean, I guess, like, in the end, also, like, the reason they introduce it in middle school and, like, at a young age is because you're still... Like you were saying, that's like when you're really picking up on things. So that's why they usually introduce like all these technological things during that age too. Because like in the real world, like if you think about like jobs and stuff, like almost everything uses technology nowadays, which is why they want to introduce it.
Which is so scary. It's so scary.
I agree. It's a lot, and I think kids should enjoy, you know, obviously picking up on those like elementary things like how to write, how to hold a pencil and do things that are fun, not using technology first, and then getting it introduced like later on.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I don't know, like, okay, how about this question? So you said your childhood, like, where you did a little bit of both, sometimes in that. But like, how about just minusing school? how did your parents like raise you? Not like exact details. Maybe
gosh.
little things like, oh, did they give you like their phone to play on apps, or like
No.
What did you do? And do you think it helped, like how did it make you like grow? Like how did it make you who you are? If that makes sense. Like are you like
if I'm talking about me, I love not having technology as a kid. I can't imagine like raising my kid and giving them a phone at like 6th grade. Like that's insane. I got my first phone in 7th grade. Everyone already had a phone when I got my phone. But like even the people in my grade, they got it in like 6th grade. So, or like 5th grade maybe, but like most likely not. And so I got my phone in 7th grade, and it wasn't even like a smartphone. It was one of those like flip phones, because that was my but it was like I was the biggest thing in the world for me, and I really liked it at the time. I liked that I wasn't raised on technology like today's kids, because it really takes away from like their social skills, and
so much.
They're not creative. There's no creativity anymore. Like I grew up a very creative kid because I didn't have technology, like things like games on my
same.
I don't know, on a device. Like I was so creative. My sister and I, we used to like go insane. We were so
what did you guys used to do? Because I think me and my brother did a lot.
Like my house has a basement. We spent so much time down there doing really fun games. We had like a ton of stuffed animals. We would play things. We would talk to each other and like come up with all these like wacky like situations, and it was insane. I'm not going to go into details because that is embarrassing, but it was really fun. Like that's how kids should be raised, to be creative and like make things up, not just.
I've seen. Okay, let's be honest. We know even like some family friends. Like we know they all like they take the phone. Like I know some. My brother literally told me he saw a toddler knowing how to scroll from one toddler. Like what?
I don't think. Listen, I don't think there's a problem with like okay, if you want to raise a kid nowadays on a device, like people are excessive. Okay, I think if it's like 1 hour, maybe like to like watch something, that's fine. But like just the fact that like some kids don't even know how to shut their kids up unless they give them a toy.
Okay, that's actually one of my questions. One of my questions was, do you think technology is like a child's pacifier?
That's insane. No, it shouldn't be. Like,
it shouldn't be.
I think it is.
It is, but it shouldn't be. Yeah,
definitely not. It's crazy. Like it's just
so sad. So sad.
It's so sad because these kids don't know how to like go outside and do something, or like come up with like just play something. Like I feel like toys are stupid now because most kids don't want toys anymore. They want like a device.
iPads,
like,
phone.
Buy me an iPad, buy me a tablet. It's insane.
Yeah, I don't know. I got my phone. It's okay. I got my phone in 8th grade, and that was like after begging for one, because I'm a very social person. Exactly. I'm very social, and so I made so much friends in 8th grade that I kept being like, "Mom, I want to add this person's number. Mom, I want to add this person's number. Please get me a phone. I need to add all these people's numbers, so I want to make friends." So that was one thing, because like, of course, back then, I don't know about you, but like when, of course, before anybody got their phone, when barely anybody got their phone, I used to put my friends' phone numbers in my mom's contacts. And I'd be like, can I talk to my friends? Because I didn't have a home phone when I came back to America.
The thing is, like, when I got my flip phone, I also around that time got an iPad, but I don't remember like what year I got it. It was so long ago. But it was an iPad. I admit, I got it. It was either 7th.
I think I was in 7th grade because I remember you getting in when I was in 7th grade.
I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the year I got it, and I was just purely for games, because like obviously my phone couldn't have any games on it, so I was like, okay, I want some games on it. But I do not, like, I was not addicted to it. I remember, like, okay, I
used it for pictures mostly, right?
I used it for pictures. I was really fascinated about taking videos, and just simple things that like you can play with people. But I don't remember being like addicted to it to the point where I would just sit there all day on it.
But personally,
we used to FaceTime and stuff too, though, right? Because you had an iPod.
We FaceTime so much because I don't blame us. Okay, I don't blame us. We lived far away. Like 20 minutes away. So like
FaceTime is one of those things where I think it's a beneficial thing.
Very beneficial.
FaceTime is social. You're talking to someone.
But like if you live like 5 minutes away from that person and you can see them, go see them. Like don't depend on FaceTime. Yeah.
But FaceTime for me was like a way to talk to my friends. Like I always preferred FaceTime over like texting someone.
Actually, wait, no. I remember FaceTiming you and I was in 6th grade.
Really?
So I think you got it in 6th grade. Yeah. Because I do
Maybe
remember
got an
FaceTiming
iPad
you.
before my phone.
I had to use my sister's
I don't even
iPod.
remember at this point.
I remember I used to use my sister's iPod because I didn't have a phone back then.
Yeah, maybe. Dang.
I remember
long.
distinctly that we used to FaceTime in 6th grade. Like that was around the times we were like going back to being friends again because we didn't really know each other beforehand. But like yeah, so I grew up mostly a lot like back when I used to live in Dubai. Me and my brother, we actually slept in the same room. So I didn't have, my sister had her own room and me and brother had the same room because we were young still. And we did our room, I gotta be honest, for a little child, it's goals, like absolute goals. Let me describe this. Ready? So it's a huge room, okay? So big that we had like 2 desks where we get to do our homework, and those 2 desks were underneath, like right in front of a window, so it's like you have the sunshine. And then we got 2 beds, and then an extra mattress on the floor, and then across the mattress, a little bit far away, is a TV, so we get to play PlayStation by sitting on the mattress. It was so comfy. And
See,
then
that's
like
technology, though, people.
I know, but like we grew up. My brother grew up a lot with technology, so I rarely had any. I actually rarely played PlayStation 2 because my brother always played it. Anyways, so and we had also Legos, which I'll tell you right now was the most we've played mostly with Legos. We never play anything else but Legos. And me and my brother actually are like still on the search of finding the exact same Lego set, because it's not like, I'll be honest, okay, little rant, I hate the Lego sets that you have to build a specific thing and you're done. Like, I like the actual specific pieces.
Just a kit of Legos, you can build whatever you want, take it apart.
Oh my god, we used to play so many things in those Legos, and me and my brother are trying to find them again. Like, we loved that. Like, that was the highlight of my childhood, is Legos. And so, even we had a computer even at home, but I rarely used it. Like, the first time I got a laptop was, I don't know.
We did too.
When did I get my laptop? It was, I don't remember. I think it was 8th grade or, no, it was not 8th grade. It was sophomore year of high school. I got my own laptop and I hated it, but because it was really slow. It was not a MacBook. But what's it called? Yeah. So even like with a computer at home, I just played, back then Facebook used to have little games. I used to play those games, and that was all I did. Like, that's literally all I did. So I rarely played the computer because, like, I don't know, I just didn't get attracted to it. I was like, I would rather play Legos, Barbie dolls, like, yeah. But I think what sucked when I was younger is that, unlike you had a sister who was close of your age. For me, I didn't have anybody. I had my brother. My mom wouldn't let him play dolls with me.
Your brother's closer to your age than me, though,
my mom
right?
would be like, don't, but like, if I had Barbie dolls, who I'm going to play with that with? So I would end up playing boy games with my brother, like cars and stuff like that. So I never played Barbie dolls with anybody. So I just played with myself.
Fine. I mean, right now, you're saying boy games. People are going to argue with you.
Yeah, I know, but like that's how we were grown, okay? Like, deal with it. Anyways, but that's...
I was an arts and crafts person when I was little. Like,
you also did remind me, yeah.
Dude, when I was little, like, I had beads. I had like I used to be a huge arts and crafts person when I was little. I still am. I love arts and crafts. I just don't have as much time for it now because of school, obviously. But that was made for, like, aside from playing with my sister, which was a whole world in itself, because we have like a million games that I can there, and we had like so many toys, like little. We really like. I wasn't a huge Barbie person. Like, I had a Barbie.
Oh, I had a whole bag.
We used to have a few. We never really, we used them as like little, but we didn't really play specific Barbie. We were like general. Like, we would use little teddy bears and those like little toys you would get like when you go to, like, I don't know, like, what's it called? I'm forgetting, Burger King or whatever.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Oh my God, yes.
Toys. We used to get like little toys, so we had like a variety of little toys, and we made them like their own world, and like our whole house was like a world for them, and we were so creative with that game.
Oh my God.
Like, it was insane. So we used to use our Barbies for that, and like we made them families and like crazy, and we grew up playing that for so long. But
that's so funny because I just thought of something really embarrassing. So
beside the point.
Like, what's it called? Bathrobes, how they have those like little the rope thing that you used to tie your, I don't know what you call it. Bathrobes.
Yeah, I know what I mean.
So we would take those ropes. I call them ropes. I'll just call them ropes.
Yeah.
We used to tie. Yeah, so we tie our teddy bears or stuffed animals like legs. And I used to have a bunk bed back in 5th grade, so we would go up my bunk bed, and you call the sport jumping. So we would just throw out like bear or something and pretend like it's a sport, so that you have to go up and down. So we were really scary kids.
We used to have some crazy. Okay, this is like a whole other conversation. I just realized we're talking about games now.
Yo, we better do a whole show about this.
Actually, do a whole show about games I used to play.
Okay. We're gonna move on to something. We're gonna move on to technology. I have like so much to talk about.
Yeah.
But you can tell. Okay, but there's something to take out of this, like this whole conversation, is that there's so many ways. Like, your child can grow with like creativity so much if you just take away that piece of technology and just let them expand their brain in so many ways. Like, you can take them outside more often. You can let them build puzzles. Like, it helps them develop so much more than just giving them a phone. The phone does nothing. Like, trust me.
Puzzles are incredibly underrated, by the way.
Very underrated.
Like, incredibly underrated.
They help you with so much like developmental skills. It's crazy.
It is. They're so fun to do. I don't know why someone would not like to do a puzzle, but I guess because people have short attention spans from devices. So like it's insane.
But okay, how about like, let me think. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my questions for a second, because I had a bunch of questions about it. Like, for example, what was your technology? Does it affect you or any parents? Okay, so for any parents who are listening to this, if there are, I doubt there are, what would you say the best advice is for them to like kind of control technology use?
I mean, I know there's like ways that you can manually control, like literally, like there are iPads that will like shut down after a kid has had 1 hour.
Yeah, there's a new update for that, right? The new like the screen time.
I feel like I don't know. Just don't introduce tech. I don't know. I don't know.
Like, at what age do you think they should get? Because okay, technically we can't introduce it to them, but the kids in their school could. And they'd be like, I want one. That which is so hard. So hard to control. But like,
it was.
I had to suffer through the same thing though.
I think if my parents, like, if I had not begged for like a phone, because like all my friends had phones, if I had not begged for them, like an iPad, a phone, whatever, my parents wouldn't have got me one for like a lot longer. It's not like they wanted to get me a phone. They just got me one because I was like, I wanted one because everyone had one. So that's definitely really hard.
And not only that, but like, I mean, coming from me, I like, since I grew up not having technology as much, it made me like if there was a computer right in front of me, I would not immediately grab it. I'm like, I'd rather do something else. Like, that's what happened. Like, in 6th grade, the only time I used technology is to listen to music or FaceTime you. Like, that's why. Like, other than that, I would do something else. Like, that's, I don't know, like, that's how it made me grow up, like, how my brain functions, is that, like, if I just see technology, I'm like, like, it's like my second or third choice. Like, I wouldn't go for it.
Right, yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know.
Even in 6th grade, I was obsessed with, like, child toys. So, like, that's how developmentally, like, weird I was when it came to that.
No, literally, no, that's not weird. Like, me and my sister were still very, like, we would still do
baby,
some of
like,
the games
childish.
That we
but it's a good
play.
childish. It's really good childish, I feel like. Because especially for me, like, having that childish personality made me want, like, fit being a teacher, because I get to have the same brain weird psychotic connection with the kids. I don't know, it's weird, but like, I don't know, that's how I grew up with, like, that's how it, like, I don't know if my parents did it on purpose, I don't know, but I think definitely, like, even despite the fact that there's kids in school who are like, you know, I have a phone stuff, I had to go through that, like, where there's people around me who have phones, but I didn't, so I kept being like, Mom, I need a phone. They kept being like, no, you're not gonna have a phone yet, you're too young. I just sucked it up. Even though I know I had to suffer through it, but it helps at the end. Like, at the end, I got a phone in 8th grade.
I agree. Yeah,
so it's like you have to teach your kids to be patient. Like,
I think so.
You have to teach them, hey, it's not a good idea to have it at this age. That's what my parents would say.
Yeah.
And I usually would listen, you should not. But
I think in terms of your question, like, how you think parents can control, like, the same way that they introduce technology into a house, like, for kids, like, give them, like, devices, they could do the same thing with actual, like, arts and crafts. Like, I think, like, I don't know, for me, like, my mom would literally just buy me some sort of kit that was, like, some cute, like, arts and crafts kit, and it would just be like, oh, try this, teach me how to do it, and I'd be like, oh, this is actually kind of fun, like, let me try this, and then I would be really into it. So, like, just the same way that you introduce devices, introduce other options, like puzzles or...
There's so much more options than a phone or an iPad, like trust me.
I know parents don't want to be, like, constantly buying their kids toys, but honestly, any toy will top your buying your kid like a
if you
device.
combine all the money you bought from toys, it'll equal an iPad.
Exactly, and the thing is, like, because of these devices, kids now have like very short attention spans. Like, they're constantly flipping through them. Like, they can't sit and do something for longer than, like, I don't know. Kids already have like a short attention span too, so it's even harder.
Board games as well. Board games are that literally brought me and my siblings closer. Like, board games are so fun.
Board games can be a family thing, and like board games are very great for like connecting with people.
I agree. Oh my god,
like, in person.
I loved my childhood so much. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's your childhood would be more memorable and fun without technology. Like, I swear, it's like. I
totally agree, and I'm so thankful for mine as well. It was great because we didn't have that stuff.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
I just thought of something. Like, what about like kids who have social media? Like,
social media.
That stresses me out so much.
That's the one reason why I don't want to give my kid a phone in middle school.
I know, because I don't want them to get something like that. Like, it's terrifying.
But at the same time, okay, here's the one benefit I had from it, though. I had one benefit from it. So I did have an Instagram back in like 8th grade, and one thing that I realized that helped is that everyone knew my name. So like, there's some times where I see a person who I've never had a class with and I've never heard of, which I know his name because like he's a popular kid, so it's like, of course you know his name. But like, one time I was walking in the hallway, he literally was like, "Hi Heba," and I'm like, "Who are you?" Like, I've never had a class with you before. So it's like you get recognized a lot. So it's not like a popular thing. It's more like a people know you exist kind of thing. So it makes you feel like, boost your confidence, like, oh, they know me.
The problem today is that, like, with all these apps that are out, like, other than just like Instagram, like there's Snapchat, there's like Twitter, there's like TikTok. Like, I can't stand those apps because it's just
TikTok's funny though. It's kind of funny.
No, I don't stand with that. I'm sorry. I can't support that app. It's like, it's literally purely for kids to like it's targeted.
I don't agree. I don't agree with young kids. With young kids being on it.
It's targeted for kids in that age group who like think that they're going to become famous or something if they make a video.
No, I don't agree with that. TikTok being famous on TikTok is like
I know,
gross.
because I have a sister who's literally like
I know her.
My sister's literally in like, she's in 7th grade and she is like obsessed with it.
How many followers does she have? I'm curious.
I don't even know because my parents don't even know she has it. But we looked her up somewhere else and like we noticed she has one. She literally posts videos that are like honestly so generic. It's just I can't support that.
I'm so curious like, now.
No, dude. We'll talk about this later. We'll talk about this later.
We'll watch it later. But
of
course, she's in 7th grade. Like, honestly, like I don't know how to describe
I can't support that. Like, if you want to, like, if a kid wants to film a video of themselves on their phone, so be it. That's cute. That's memorable.
That's why I agree with when you got your first phone as a flip phone. Like, I agree with that because that you can't get anything else except for talking on the phone.
Exactly. I like, okay, I mean, maybe I'm also like a very, very extreme case, but I got my first social media literally during my senior year of high school.
I do remember that.
It was only because I wanted to start an account. Like, I like to bake, so I wanted to start a baking account. And, like, I put art things on there, too, because I'm an art person. Like, I really like crafts. So I made that account purely for, like, myself, to, like, have a place to keep all of my work, just in case anyone ever wants to ask, like, what kinds of things I like to do. It's, like, all in one place. I can show them. They can, see it if they want. I can follow it, whatever. Mm-hmm. But, like, I don't know, like, kids now, I'm talking about nowadays, like, if you give a kid in, like, 4th grade or 5th grade a phone, what's stopping them from getting an Instagram and posting things they're going to regret later? Like, they're kids. They're going to post whatever they think is funny or cute or whatever, and then when they look back at it, it's going to be
not only that, but, like, let's also keep in mind that it also encourages...
Might be inappropriate and
it also
not realize it.
It might encourage cyberbullying as well at a young age, which is not a good thing.
Extremely. Like, this is, like, cyberbullying is huge nowadays, and people don't realize it, and it's because of these.
I was cyberbullied in 8th grade, which I wasn't aware it was cyberbullying. I was really innocent. I was like, no, we can be friends. She's like, no, and I was like, no, but like, why are you doing that? I'm the worst person to cyberbully. Let me tell you right now, I was horrible. Like, that person literally got so bored from me. They were like, okay, I'm done with this. So yeah, that was my experience with cyberbullying. It was funny.
Good for you.
It's really funny. I was literally roasting that person. I'm like, maybe you need a dictionary. Like, it was funny. It was so funny. Abdullah and I were having so much fun. Me and my brother were having so much fun with it. But like,
damn.
But that's not the case. That's not what I'm talking about. But like, cyberbullying is oh my god, I'm sorry. Cyberbullying is an actual issue. But I feel like there's a lot of aspects of social media that's really bad. But I feel like one thing that parent could do to prevent that is, like, I know how hard it is. You have, like, the house to clean, other kids to take care of and stuff. But you have to keep an eye on your child. That's why right now YouTube is, like, going crazy. Like, the creators are literally losing their YouTuber jobs because of this. Like, it's the idea that we have to always filter everything. Like, what if these creators want to express their personality because they're adults, you know? They can't filter themselves because sometimes it's not part of their personality. And the reason for that is because kids can't get controlled. Like, they're not controlled by their parents. You have to, like, filter things. Either you don't filter things or just don't give them a phone. Just don't give them a phone, or you have to filter things. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Exactly.
It's frustrating. It's really frustrating.
I mean, essentially, like, kids these days, they learn all these, you know, all these, like, serious topics, and they learn about things through, like, YouTube and
you know those, like, videos. Oh, my God.
I was a very innocent child. Everything I learned was honestly from the internet. And, like, by internet,
that is true.
Like,
no, it's true. It makes you aware because, oh my God, there's so many moments.
Other kids, like, that's how I learned things. Like, you know, my parents never sat me down and talked to me about things like, that are serious.
That's awkward.
But that's what I'm saying is, like, I wouldn't want to have learned about these things, but, like, people would talk about it in school, or, like, I would see it in a video and be like, oh, like, I didn't know that, you know.
And not only that, but, like, also we need to keep in mind that, like, one thing that's really dangerous is certain creators, and I think I talked about this with your sister when we did the educational system one. I don't remember. But, it's the fact that, like, some creators will be really bad influences on young kids that, like, for example, the Jake Paul thing when he made a song about how teachers suck. Like,
that is the worst.
That, especially for a little kid, like, that's not good, like, exposure about it.
I know, it's terrible.
And those middle school, like, jokes, like, oh, that moment when you take out the piece of gum and everyone looks at you, that kind of thing, those will make you be like, oh, I never experienced it, maybe I should.
But that's what I'm saying is, like, nowadays, like I was in, like, I don't know, like, 6th, 7th grade when I started getting exposed to things like, you know, like, mature subjects, I guess. Like, kids now, if you're giving them a phone at, like, 4th grade, like, they're seeing these things now.
And curse words and everything, just making their personality go downwards.
Exactly. And then they think they're, like, you know, they think it's cool to do certain things that they see, like, YouTubers do. The thing is, there's also a lot of, like, there's also a lot of, like, you know, I guess, like, if you want to talk about, like, influencers and whatnot, like, that stuff is insane. Because there's, like, literally kids that are, like, 12 and they're, like, living, like, a dream life somewhere. And then
oh, my God, I can't. I would go on a rant.
Kids want to role model their whole life based off of these people, and it's just like...
I cannot stress this enough. There's two things I wish I can rant about. Number one, kids, okay, I know, again, coming from a person who's going to be a teacher, I do agree with this. I know dress codes are really frustrating, and I know some of them are really bad, but I know I've seen videos on YouTube, people being like, I'm breaking the dress code for 1 week. I'm like, why? Like, some of the outfits I've seen them wear, I'm like, why would you do that? Like, I know it's obvious what you're wearing. It's obviously against the dress code. And I understand that because they're trying to prevent, like, you know, people from looking at them, whatever, being a distraction. But, like, of course, like, shoulders showing, that's not that bad. I don't know why they do that as a dress code. But, like, I hate those videos that encourage that. Like, oh, I'm going to do something against the teacher and I'm going to be really reckless. That's those people, young kids looking at that, they're like, oh, I'm going to do that too. Like, that's annoying. That exactly. I can't get over it. Also, another thing that I really hate is older YouTubers who obviously graduated college or graduated high school making school videos to relate to their audience. I hate that because they always wear like, oh God, I hate it. Like back to school
because
stuff, I hate
it. Fake.
It's so fake, and they're obviously not in that age. And not only that, but like, oh my God, and the things that they wear that like they're going to school with, it's like, no, that's not how it works. Like, oh God, I hate it. I just don't expose your kids to phones, please don't. Like, that's horrible. It literally ruins your child, trust me.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, like, seriously, just go outside. Seriously, like, outside is so beautiful. Like, back then, I used to take walks in the summer. Now I can't because I'm not available. But, like, it's such a good feeling just to breathe some air, walk around, just, you know, meet new people. I don't know, like that's why, okay, I'm gonna say this right now. Pokemon Go, I know it's, like, on the phone's technology, but, like, it encourages people to go outside. So these type of apps, I think, are really helpful. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I personally disagree about Pokemon Go.
Well, I know because you've never played Pokemon like in child. I was a Pokemon fan all my childhood, so like that one's like.
There was a lot of like bad.
No, I know bad things, but like
Go.
that's because people are stupid. Like it's so obvious. Just don't look down. And there's like options that like it'll vibrate when a Pokemon appears. Okay, cool. So don't look at your phone the entire time. Just walk. Like just take a walk.
Alrighty.
And if it vibrates, then look at your phone. But people are stupid enough to look at their phones the entire time. Which also, let me tell you right now, having young kids have phones and them looking down and texting the entire time, not looking what they're going. Just saying.
Yeah.
So I think texting while walking is the same thing as Pokemon going and walking. that makes sense. But I just hate humanity sometimes so much. Like, oh God, it's just I hate it. I hate seeing young kids with phones.
Like, let's just maybe to end this, like, technology can also be good. So do you want to talk about that, or do you have something else you want?
I mean, I think the thing is that technology, I think, benefits more when you're getting older. Like, let's be honest, like, I could never in my whole life do a whole presentation without PowerPoint, that kind of thing, or Google Drive, saving your stuff, not losing them.
Like, essentially, this is
creativity can be brought out too, like from computers, making movies, like videos, like that kind of thing. That helps a lot. Like hobbies can. There's certain hobbies that can. Like, for example, looking for a recipe. You don't want to look through a whole cookbook and not find it. So like, just search it up and there it is. Like it expands your creativity and hobbies in certain ways. Yeah. But when you get older, I feel like when you're younger, it's like you don't have much to work with. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, also technology, a calculator, that's technology. Like, we need that. Like,
there's actual calculators that are
the reason I'm able to talk to you right now from home is through technology. The reason you're doing your radio
definitely
show,
communicating with friends. Because, of course, across the seas, you want to talk to somebody, long-distance relationships helps a lot. I think FaceTime is probably the most beneficial thing ever. However, again, if you live near your friend, just go to their house and don't do that. Like, I would gladly go to Sarah's house every time we're going to in quote-unquote FaceTime. But that's a whole nother topic because our parents are like, nah, you can see them already 2 times a week. Like,
okay, we don't think
that's my mom. Hi, Mom.
In terms of, like, I'm an engineering major. Technology is everything to my major. Like, literally.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like,
I
if you
forgot
think
about that.
Like, if we're talking about college, if we're talking about real world, like, technology is fantastic. Like, we've done.
Like, by the way, when we're mentioning technology, we're mentioning like phones and laptops, not like actual technology, like light bulbs.
When we were talking about technology earlier, it was more like talking about specifically devices and like kids being introduced to technology. But I think, in terms of like technology as a grand scheme of things, it definitely is more, I would say it's more beneficial than hurtful, because like this is how like we were able to advance and learn, like scientists having the technology to explore things that we never could before, like outer space. That took some serious technology.
Now we're going to space, okay?
Well, I'm just talking about general things now, like, because I have to advocate that technology is like a fantastic thing in the end. I mean, I just think that right now, modern day.
I don't think I was specific on that poll on Instagram when I said technology. I meant phones
I think that's
and laptops.
Why people, if we were talking about like phones, laptops, if you're talking about like specifically introducing really young kids to technology and the way that it's like rubbing off on them, rather than being an educational tool, it's rubbing off as like, I don't know, like they just want to spend all their time on it. Like, I understand technology is a fantastic thing, but like if you don't even know how to like interact with people in the real world and like do things for yourself without having a device to like literally like use all the time, that's when it becomes detrimental more so than like beneficial. But overall, again, that's why it's
like, I feel like it helped me a lot, especially when it comes to social media, is being recognized. Like, now people like I want, when I was younger, of course, even in high school, I wanted people to know I'm there, just so I can like, it's an easy way to make friends. So I definitely made friends because of social media, and like I also started knowing names because of social media. Like, I know people's names, so like I guess that helps as well, just to get to know your school a bit better. I think that helps a lot. The only thing that doesn't help is popularity and like all that aspect of like, oh, they look perfect and I don't, like that kind of thing. Like it lowers your self-esteem, but we're doing positive things, right? So, I don't know, like, again, for me, it helped recognize a lot of people, and it helped, like, oh, I know how to, like, I know this person's name, I know this person's name. So that helped for me, at least.
Yeah.
Oh God, technology's great. I guess we can stop. I mean, it's 11:54. Thank you so much for coming and going through that rabbit hole of technology and phones and laptops and just grossness.
Dude, I didn't think it was going to be so passionate. I was like,
yeah, you were like, are you sure it's going to last the entire time? I'm like, trust me.
I didn't think it was going to last.
Trust me. It's a huge topic, and it can expand.
I feel like I can literally go on more. Like, if you want to break it down into very different little topics, I could talk about each thing for quite a while, but...
Oh my God, it's a lot. There's a lot to talk about in this topic, and I'm really hoping. Okay, one thing I would say to take out of this whole show is, please, try to make our future generation better, because right now it's a mistake. Let's be honest.
Be mindful. Okay, we have technology. Maybe we can. I know a lot of kids are on technology. Maybe use that to I don't know, advocate for things that, climate change. We can use technology to spread the word on things like that. We can use it to, technology is how we can, oh, God, how do I word it?
I don't know how to word it either. I would say,
I want to say that, we can use, I know that sometimes technology can be detrimental, but it can also be fantastic in terms of, making this world a better place, essentially. We can use technology to take care of problems that are impacting the entire world.
Yes.
Such as climate change, I know social media isn't always absolutely amazing, depending on how you use it. If you're smart about it, cool. You can use it to spread the word on things that need to be out there.
Yeah.
So.
I agree. And I feel in general, I think it's better to have social media when you're older, because you're responsible for your own actions. You're responsible for your own actions. You can definitely be smarter about it as you are older. Kids don't really know what's safe right and what's wrong
put out there and what's wrong. Yeah. But being older, this is how we spread the word. I mean, before, people literally didn't know what was going on across the world. Now this is how we know, and it's all because of technology. But also, if we're talking about science-based stuff, because I'm in engineering, technology is how people plan on fixing the issues that we have today.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Again, for me, just like you said, you used it for a way to do baking and stuff like that. For me, for example, I love photography and I have a camera with me, so every time I take a picture of that, I'm like, oh my God, I want to post it. And even I guess one thing we have in common is that we both like baking. So whenever I post one, I'm like, I feel like showing it, so I just kind of show it. So yeah, I think that's one way, is to use social media for good. Use technology positively and effectively. When you have young kids, please take advantage of the fact that they need to develop the right way, and the right way is take away those phones away from them and let them experience the world without technology, just for a second, so they can enjoy their childhood really properly.
Okay.
That's what I would say. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys.
Thank you.
Actually, this is my last show of the semester, so thank you guys so much for listening during the whole semester, and I will see you guys next semester, mid-January. Okay. See you guys. Yeah, I know it's a long time. Bye.
All right, thank you. Bye.